getting some support. Then when we develop that 5-year forecast, we'll then go into, because there are two people that are actually going to join us. One of them is an engineer, a senior engineer in renewables. The other one is a chief economist, also in the renewable energy in one of these parastatals. They are so interested in the renewables. Tim, you don't know what you are actually missing. Most of these projects that are coming into this country is about renewables. So I've been forced, when I saw these people subscribing to this course, I've been forced to also not just end on the financial statements modeling, going into project finance and bringing in new terms that they're actually going to learn. So we'll do a 20-year financial model on the renewables, which now is going to be your template. If someone wants you to develop a renewable financial model at $10,000, you just say you are able to do it, and you punch in all the numbers that you need to punch in. Once we are done with that, as financial experts, by Alfred, you are, most of the time, you're supposed to present your work. That's pitching. So we will learn how to prepare the pitch books, the PowerPoint presentations. But in there is a lot of visualization that you have to show. This is why I'm going to take it upon myself to train you in dashboard modeling, how to prepare these dashboards. I've seen a lot of terrible reports, extremely terrible reports, where people just go and use those Excel charts and they create charts which do not make sense. So you will learn all these rules. And deliberately, this is why I had to bring this course to just 2,500. It's a subsidy. I want, after, when you are done, you'll be that voice and you'll be part of this particular academy. And maybe you'll be getting discounts. Any business you bring, you get the 5-10%. That's what we want to do. So I'll spend all my time, I'll be so patient with you. Now we can.
Thank you very much.
We can start. I don't know how I can share my document. I know how to broadcast it there, but I don't know, maybe I share it through your email addresses, the workbook that we are going to start with. What do you suggest?
Actually, it's very important you share it. Yeah.
So let's just share it. Just give me a few minutes.
I've lost the meeting again.
It's because maybe I've gone the other side. You're there, you're still there. I'm just trying to check.
Okay.
You're there, Wally.
Okay.
Okay, I've sent. Okay, just check
Okay.
your email. Let's see, where do I share? Okay, let me share screen now. Okay, I guess you are able to see, Alfred. I hope you are able to see the screen, the Excel. Huh?
Yes.
So we will start from the basics. I'm not going to assume that you have any knowledge in Excel. I don't want to assume like that, otherwise you miss a lot of important small things. So let me just put first the grid lines. Okay, here the first thing that we are going to do, getting started using Excel. One thing that you need to understand is that Excel has over 478 functions. But as a good financial modeler, just knowing 15 functions is all right, as long as you are trained on how to blend, on how to join these functions. So this is a spreadsheet. This side, going like this, these are rows, which we'll be looking at later, and these are columns. Here, if you want to open a new workbook, obviously you go to File, you press File, just open a new, just a blank one if you want. You go to File. From File, you go to New. So this one looks a bit odd, but you can still have other templates down here to show other templates. Right. But if you want to use a shortcut, you just hold Control-N, Control key and N. It will open a new workbook.
Okay.
And you need to master this Control-N. You need to master these shortcuts. I know when you go to shortcuts, I'll spend more time explaining. Okay, now we go to the layout. Under the layout, we have the tabs. These are the tabs here. Are you able to see where my cursor is?
Yes.
These are the tabs. On these tabs, when you press these tabs, you have what is inside here. These are actually ribbons. These are ribbons. For example, I go here. I go, say, to insert, if I wanted to go to insert. These are basically ribbons. But in a ribbon, it's actually grouped. So if you check this here, from pivot table up to this table, this is a group. It's a family of tables. Here, this is a family of illustrations just to illustrate. I can do like this. Just to illustrate. I can change this thing here. Those are illustrations. Okay. That lost seems to leave, I'm sure. Okay. So we are actually saying under insert, please understand these basics, they will be helping you. You have, these are the tabs: file, home, insert, page layout. They are tabs. Within those tabs, you have ribbons. These are the ribbons: pivot table, recommended, what. The ribbons, they are actually grouped. So they are families. Like this first part here, this is on tables. This is a family of tables. The second part, this is a family of illustrations. I can come here and do my camera. So you have all these. From here, you have the add-ins. You go to the charts. This is a family of charts. This is where you have your tours, sparklings, and there are groups like that. Now, with those groups, within those groups, you have what you would actually call launch pads. Under tables, there's no launch pad, there's no launch pad, there's no launch pad. But here under charts, you have a launch pad. You see this small thing with a down arrow key pointing down there, Mr. Lee. These are what we call launch pads. If I press this, it launches like that. So obviously, there's nothing there to launch. If I go to home, for example, if I go to home, I have this is a launch pad under fonts. If I press that, it will actually launch. We'll have something like this. This is a launch pad. To my down arrow keys, I don't know about Alfred, if you saw that.
Yes, I've seen
this is a launch
the
pad.
Down arrow keys.
These are launch pads. If I come here under alignment, I press this. This is actually going to launch all these other elements that I want to see. It is called a launch pad.
Okay.
Each time you are done, I'll be creating videos that you'll be finding on my secure site. I think I gave you the link of my secure site. And the password there I gave you is server. I haven't put any videos. Once we are done, I'll be spending almost 3-4 hours creating short videos which you can follow through again. This is one of the schools. Oh, we have run out of time. We have removed the 40-minute time limit on the group. We loved it? Yes, we loved it. That's a gift.
What has happened?
No, the time had elapsed. We had only gotten for 1 hour. Okay, but it's all right now.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
This course, it is one of the best courses, not all those things you used to learn in school. Because this one hinges on the actual things you do at the office, and which actually makes you even look more of a guru. And maybe as part of a bonus, because once you start doing this, I might actually take you even in equity research, depending on how fast you move, so that now you are able to prepare these equity researchers, those that want to get into correspondence. So this is another part here. Sorry. That is on the tabs. We are saying ribbon, group, launch, and launch buttons. We come to the spreadsheet. We know about columns. We know, Amos, that these are columns. And ideally, we know that columns have letters whereas rows have numbers. That is what we are meant to know. But then you can still change your spreadsheet to what we call R1, C1, C1 format. We can change this to R1, C1 format. So do not get surprised when you find that you have a spreadsheet that shows numbers this side and shows the numbers that side. Mostly, people who do create formulas using array formulas. Array formulas are what we call CSE formulas, where you hold Control, Shift, and Enter key. They normally have the R1, C1 format. Let's do it together so that you're able to see that you can change these into ones as well to numbers. You go to File, under File, go to Options, under File, go to Options,
Options.
Yes. Are you there?
No.
Let me start. Let's do it together.
Where now? Yeah,
You go to Oil, go to File, Mr. Levy. Down here you have Options. Check. Are you following?
Where?
Just let's just see where my cursor is. It goes to File. From File, you go down to Options.
Okay. From File to Options.
Press on Options. Under Options, under Options, go to Formulas. Baufred, are you there? Go to Formulas.
Yes.
From Formulas, press R1, C1. Press R1, C1. Press R1, C1. Have you ticked R1, C1? Mr. Levy, have you ticked R1, C1?
I think on option. Okay, R1.
C1. Amos, your network is not stable. Eh? You are leaving and coming now.
It's very
R1, C1.
There's what under working with formulas, there's R1, C1.
Working with these formulas. Working with formulas better.
R1, C1.
I think after options, you were supposed to go where?
To formulas. After options, you go to formulas. There's general, then formulas.
Oh, yes.
Under formulas,
okay. Then from
slightly,
formulas,
slightly go down. You will see where the header working with formulas.
Working with formulas, yes. Other one, I tick there.
Yes, just check it. Check.
Where is written R1, C1,
Yes.
different style?
Yes. Just
We tick there.
tick.
We tick in the box.
Yes, tick in the box, Mr. Levy.
Okay.
And you press OK. Press OK. Check how
I
your
press OK.
Yes. Then see how your workbook now looks. See how your workbook looks.
Numbers,
The work.
Okay, so you can have, this is another referencing. It's not always that you have these as letters. You can change your workbook, but don't confuse your boss. You can change your workbook. But as we move on, I'm introducing new courses, but first you have to be gurus in these things. Then we can go to array. Like for the array, how to come up with array formulas. I'm sure that one can be in just 1 week. Just once you become a guru in these things. So we can go back. Let's change it to the ordinary way that we are used to see, that we are accustomed to. We go to File. Under File again, we go back to Options. It's the same stages. From Options, we go to Formulas. Under Formulas, working with it, we uncheck the R1C1 so that we take it back to what it was.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, the point where, now we're on this part, the point where the column meets the row, that point is what you call a cell. When you have this going like this, meeting the point where the column and the row crosses, where it meets, that point of intersection is what you call a cell. Now, a group of cells, that is what we call a range.
A range.
A range, yes. So you will see as we move on in terms of the functions, as we move on looking at the formulas and all these other things, you will be using more of these cells and ranges, because you cannot create a formula without a cell. So a cell is a host of the formula that we are going to create. Then obviously we have these workbooks, which is basically, first when you open a new worksheet, a new workbook, it will have one worksheet. But we can now increase or insert new worksheets. On your far right there, you have a plus. This plus is basically where you enter new worksheets. I can do like this. These are new worksheets. A group of worksheets, that is what creates a workbook. It's possible having a workbook with one worksheet, because the moment you open a new workbook, which I do Control N, the new workbook will have one worksheet. But then the workbook, they can actually host a minimum of a sheet, because you cannot have a workbook without a worksheet. So if I do like this, it's not possible to have a workbook. I cannot delete the only sheet in a workbook, because the minimum sheets in a workbook is 1, not 0. So a workbook is actually a host of sheets. Then here now you have on zoom. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. You can use your view. You can use your view and zoom.
Using a view?
Yes, using your view here, you can actually go under zoom. Under zoom.
Oh, zoom.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
We can magnify this if you want to magnify it. Or we can, or on your far right, Mr. Levy, down where there is time and date, there is like a plus there. You can move this.
Time and the date.
Just where above where there's time. You can zoom. You can zoom in whichever way you want to zoom. If you don't want to do that, for example, you are actually presenting, you don't want to do that, you can still
Now, sorry, before we go there, after we have zoomed now, I've done the zooming here, and the figures they've become very big. The figures and the letters have become big. When you want to come out,
you can just go on the same view, because maybe your standard is to have it at 100%. You can press only 100%. Just 100% there. Or you can go to zoom to selection. You see, it goes big. I can take it down here. I take it to 100. Or I can move, I can drag. There's a slide bar just above your time, which I can slide in whichever way I want to slide it. Okay. That is on Zoom. Then we can zoom in, zoom out, we can do that. Later on, obviously, as we move on, I will show you on the magnifier, obviously not today. I can magnify this, just using this magnifier here. Or I can reduce that, but that is after. Let's move on. Okay, then you also have fonts. Under fonts, you have two components under fonts. You have color and size. So if I type here, I type living, then I go to home. Under home, I'll go to font. This is the font size. You also have the font type. I can pick the font. So you have the font, which say I can pick this font. From this font, I can say I can go to color, of which I would change this to maybe color red. From color, I can go to size and say I need to change it to 9. So I can do that. We'll be working with this when it comes to conditional formatting as we are developing dashboards. I like developing dashboards in using conditional formatting and formulas. So that would be an interesting part, where you are able to program it to say when it's like this, it should turn to this color. When it's this, it should turn to this color, or it should turn into this object. Then we have borders. Borders, you can get borders in different ways. In different ways. Oh, we have lost two team members. Alfred, vipanga sense.
Vipanga sense.
So now, but that pays. I don't know what is happening with them. I hope they bought enough bundles.
Yeah, I hope so. But internet sometimes is bad in the night.
Yeah, and especially the copper belt. Ndola, they don't have very good internet connectivity. I don't know for some reason. Okay, Amos has joined. So on borders, I know on borders, we have this ordinary way of looking at borders, where we go to home, then we go to these borders like this. So these borders, okay, Mr. Lily is also joining in. Okay. So on borders, we have this ordinary way of picking the borders, and you see, you will be using borders in so many ways when you're doing your modeling. And I'll show you an example so that you get infused about it. Then now I can show, because here I'm just trying to show you these are basics, but I want to show you how you can use these borders. Let me just show you. Just watch. So I can create this. I can go to like this. Go to borders. Then create my own border. Instead of, I'll say draw border. Then I can do like this. So I can draw this type of border. After drawing this border, what would I do? I can come here. Since I'm drawing this border, then I can look at this line color, line whatever. Then I can say I'm picking this type of border here. Just as an example. Then come here. Do this. Then tab. Then now come this side and write. You'll see what I'm going to write. I'm going to write Amos here. Is a financial guru. So you'll be using borders in so many ways. Once I do this, then I can now.
The phone.
I can do like this because I want to bring it in the middle. But check what I'm going to use. I'll use the shortcut code Control-1. I don't want you to know those things now. I'll do like this. There'll be time for you to learn that stage by stage. Then I'll say set center across. Then I bring it here. So I've made this border. But if I don't want to create this border, I can just trick Excel. I will do this. Sorry. Change this height, the row height, change it to 3 like this, which then I can create whatever border I want, whatever size I feel like. If I realize that the size that I have the other side, it does not make sense, I can create something like this and write whatever I want to write on top. It's about, and what you'll be learning about financial modeling, guys, it's about presentation. Because it doesn't matter the nonsense you have put in your financial model. If it is not well presented, people will easily find the errors. So under borders, we can use a shortcut for the borders. We can use a shortcut, Control-1. You hold Control and the 1 where there's an exclamation mark. You know where there's that 1 on your laptop. You hold Control and 1 like this. So you have something like this. This box here, if you don't want to use the shortcut, you can still go to Home. To Home. Here, you have seen on the font, you can just press just that launch pad. You can go to Home. If you don't want to use that shortcut, you can go to Home and go on the launch pad. You launch it. It's the same thing. Then we can go to Border and we'll find these borders here. So if, for example, we want to create a border that is diagonal. I can pick this and do that. And we normally do it in modeling. For example, I want to show that in that cell where you have such a thing, Amos, it shows that you have an inconsistent formula. But that is deliberate, and they are trying to show the person that will be going through the model, because you have come up with color coding. They are saying if you find such, just know that here it means that it's a hard-coded or it's an inconsistent formula. So you can create these and press OK. So meaning that you're actually going to have a cell that is split into two. But you should always have meaning. When we go to financial modeling, guys, there are a lot of small things that we do not have to take for granted, and we need to show what they mean. So whatever template you create, you have to bring in color coding. I know we'll be looking at those things when now we start looking at financial modeling. That is on borders. Now we can go to alignments. Any questions first? Any questions? We're starting from the basics. I know you know these things. Any questions? Alfred?
So far, no questions so far.
Amos? Amos, unmute.
Hi. Hello?
Hello? Any questions?
No, it's okay. Just my network has been very bad. I don't know why this.
I think I also have two networks. It's better I have Zamtel and the Airtel, so that when the other one misbehaves, I can actually phone on the other network. I think that would be a better plan, looking at what you're doing. Then you have these on alignments. So on alignments, again, here, if we get this, let me say, under this particular cell, maybe we go into B26. So let's go into B26. So in B26, see Alfred, where I'm taking my cursor, I'm pressing it on number 26 there. Just press so that it highlights the whole row. So once it highlights the whole row, right click, then go to row height. Go to row height. Then go to row height. I know Mr. Lee is struggling getting into the room. Go to row height. So under this, just right click like that. Right click. And then go to row height. Oh, let's wait for Mr. Levy. It's almost. Mr. Levy. Mr. Levy, welcome back. Mr. Levy, welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah,
so here, Mr. Levy, go to A26. On A26, go to where, check where the cursor is, press on 26 like that. so that it highlights the whole row. Then right click. Then here now, we can go to row height. On row height, we can actually pick, for example, instead of 15, we can go to 75. You can type 75 so that we grow this to 75. So we have this, we have just enlarged the cell. Then in B26, in B26, type Amos, or which may be a long name such as Kambiri. It's also not long enough. Okay, it's all right. It's all right. There's just something I want to show you. So once you do that, I've always told my delegates that there's a shortcut that I normally use, and I use it almost every day. Each time I'm in Microsoft Excel, I use that shortcut. That shortcut is Control-1. Control-1, like this. So I go back to Kambiri here. If you don't want to use that shortcut, I told you, you go to Home, and you launch here under Font. You launch this. This is the window that I want you to launch, but I want to launch it using a formula, using using a shortcut. So how am I going to do it? I'll hold Control and 1 like that, bam. So it opens this, it launches it. Just by pressing Control, then you press 1, it launches this window. So after launching the window, I can now go to alignment. So on alignment, here, this is where we have the orientation. I can just drive this, hold it, or I can use, if I want to take it to 90, it will be like this. If I want to leave it at maybe 87, I can do like this, depending on what I want to do. Or I can literally drag it like this. Mr. Levy, are we there?
Yeah, we are together.
So from here now, I can press OK. But still it does not look nice. I want to center it nicely. Like I've said, financial modeling is all about presentation. Even when you do your chart needs to look very nice. Your workbook needs to look very presentable. So I'll need to center this. How do I do it? I'll go to Home. I'll show you shortcuts later. I'll go to Home and I'll pick this one here. Not the middle one, but the one that is on top. Middle align. So I can press press that key there, so that I align it. So now it is actually aligned. So as we create these nice tables that have life and all that, we'll be using, in some areas we'll actually be doing some alignments. Like I've promised, each time we are done, I'll be loading the videos, not this same video. I'll be restarting so that I prepare short videos for you. maybe maximum about 10 minutes video, 10 minutes video, so that in each task that we are looking at, you should be able to follow it through even after the lessons have been done. Like I've told you, this is the best school that you have ever been to. Let's move on.
It's very interesting.
So that is basically on alignments. Now, on merge and wrap, we need to know how to merge. And also, there are times when we are supposed to wrap text. So, how do we do it? Go to B29. Go to B29.
Okay.
So in B29, let's just write something. Let's write something. I'm a student of Che Guevara, so we're going to write something from one of his books. And just check what we can write from here. Just find something that you can write. Let me find some. Okay, so I'll write something like this. See you soon. Full stop. And if I see you, no more. I see you no more. Just write something like that.
We write?
Yeah. Just from B29. Just write that. See you soon, and if I see you no more. So, in here, for example, we want to wrap this text. First, we want to merge two cells. So we want to merge B29 with C29. We want to merge B29 with C29. So you're going to highlight up to C29. Just like that, just highlight. So the first thing that we're going to do, we'll first have to merge these two cells. I'm not going to show you shortcuts first. We'll go to home and we'll go to merge. Here, we can press on merge. So we can merge like this. But even after merging these two, check what is happening. We can now expand. We can expand the row. So by expanding the row, it's either you can go in there and just go to row height and put the height that you want, or you can literally drag it down. You can drag it like this, doesn't matter. You can see still we have the only option that we're going to do to have all those elements in there be visible is to actually wrap. So we'll go back, Alfred, we'll go back to home and you'll go to wrap text on top. Yeah. Or you can still launch this button and you're still going to do your thing. Or you can do Control-1 here and it will take you to the wrapping here where we wrap and merge and all these other things. But first let's actually go to home, go to wrap. So we have wrapped. We have now something like this in one cell. See you soon, and if I see you no more. So that is on wrap text. I know as we get into the visualization and all these other things, we'll be looking at these components. But these are small things that you need to start practicing. It's about practicing. The more you practice, the better you become. And I'll make sure that you will become very good, because there will be tests. This particular course, there will be tests. Mr. Lee, you know, there will be tests.
Okay.
I'll be giving you 50,000 rows of data. And give you tasks.
For sure. But those videos, it will be very, very important that you can be sending us the videos. It will make it very easy for us to do the practices.
No, you have those videos. You know those videos. You'll be going to my channel. There's a website. I gave you the website. I gave you the password. I haven't loaded any videos. Once you go into there, you can download the video.
Okay.
Yes. And just watch, follow through all these other steps.
Okay.
It's not like I've said, this will be the best school you have ever been to, Amos. I want to see all of you be able to create renewable energy financial models, be able to create a 5-year financial forecast, and doing it in a more professional way. Then now we go to shortcuts. So on shortcuts, there are so many shortcuts, but I'll show you a trick on how to get to understand or the science behind these shortcuts. People, when they do them so fast that you don't see in slow motion that there's a certain way of actually picking shortcuts from Excel. If, for example, you see these grid lines, if I do like this, you have seen they're gone. I'm fast, but if I do it in slow motion, see, if I do it in slow motion, I hold out key and P. Hold out and P. Hold out and P. Yes. I'm doing it now in slow motion. Alt